Welcome to my kitchen. I'm Rachel, the rubber cowgirl. I'm named for my boots. And I'm here today to show you how to make heliotropic tacos. What is a heliotrope? It's a plant whose flower follows the sun. And since my raw tacos have a taco base of sunflower seeds, also raw, I've named them heliotropic tacos to be cool. So what else is in these tacos, you might ask? Well, since they're raw, instead of taco shells, we're going to be using dark leafy greens. Rainbow chard is really delicious, and it's colorful, and it's good for your lungs. But today, when I was shopping, I noticed this gorgeous Savoy cabbage, and since its leaves are more round-shaped, much like a taco shell, I thought we'd use that instead. Alright, so here we go. The first thing to do is you start with your sunflower seeds, half a cup. Add a few sun-dried tomatoes, 3 or 4. And then you need some warm water. We're going to soak the sunflower seeds and the sun-dried tomatoes to reconstitute them a little bit. These are just perfectly dry tomatoes. They're not packed in oil because we don't want the extra fat and calories from the oil. We just want the flavor of the ripe tomatoes and the flavor of the sunshine. So I'm going to check the temperature of my water. I've had some water cooling here. Usually I just do a finger test and make sure it's nice and warm but not hot, because if you're doing raw food, you don't want the temperature of the food to be over 104 degrees, or it will kill the enzymes. So I have in my hip holster my handy dandy temperature gun that my beautiful boyfriend Gear gave me. And this water is only 89 degrees. How hot is this water? That one's 117, so I'm going to dump this one out. I want it to be as close to 104 as possible. And that's pretty close, so we're just going to pour in the sunflower seeds, let them soak, along with the sun-dried tomatoes, and they'll just be a little bit easier to grind in the NutriBullet. You will need a blender or food processor for this meal, unless you really like crunching sunflower seeds the way they are. But let's go ahead and slice the avocado. What you want to do is start at the bottom, which is the fat end, push your knife in all the way to the pit, and then you can just kind of slide it around the knife. And you have 2 halves that just slip apart. And if you want to get the pit out, all you gotta do is go like that. It's very easy. The more you do it, the easier it gets. And then you can just gently score the avocado. This one is extremely ripe. I've been saving it special just for today. Just run the edge of the knife right along the skin, and then you've got a bunch of slices, and set that aside for later. The next thing to do is slice the mango. And if you've never sliced a mango before, it can be a little bit intimidating because it's got this hard pit in the middle, but it's not a solid pit like an avocado. It's sort of attached and you're not quite sure where it ends and where it begins. So what I do, it's wider one way than the other way, as you can see. So what I do is I slice off the wide sides first. I'm guessing about 1 inch on either side is going to be nice, soft mango fruit. And that's sliced up really easy. And then I can just look at kind of the direction of the stem to figure out where the pit is. And got a little bit more there. And slice off the other ends. And if you hit a hard spot, and you've gone too far. And you just move your knife over. Okay. There's usually some more bits you can trim off that mango, but for sake of time, we'll set that aside. And I'm just going to score these same way I scored the avocado. Except this time, instead of strips, I've got cubes. And I'm not slicing all the way through the skin. I'm just slicing down to it. So this is a good way to work on your knife skills. A friend of mine showed me how to do this when I was making quinoa salad with a mango in it, and he said, you know, you don't have to peel it before you dice it. You can dice it right in the peel. It makes everything simpler. He worked at this fancy bar in New York City and did a lot of mango slicing, and he showed me how to do this, which is the fun part. Alright, so then you've got your handy-dandy beautiful bowl, and you just squish all the mango in there right off the skin. The cubes just pop right off. And you can set the skin aside, and then you're not wasting fruit by pushing the peeler too deep. And you've got just the mango. Let's do a big one. I pushed a little too deep. My knife is sharp. Gare sharpens them for me, and he's a very good knife sharpener. But you can see how easy the ripe mango just slides off the skin. And yes, it's juicy and it's messy, but this is the most efficient way to slice a mango. I will finish up the rest of that in a second.